Which is the original and which is the copy? Yes, these radios look too much alike for it to be a coincidence. So, which came first? Well, one is from a little-known maker of antenna boosters for TVs, and not much else, Regency. They were founded in 1946. The other radio is from the giant General Electric Company, makers of all kinds of things and in business since 1889. So, which was first? Well, who's always first? The big fat rich corporation? Or the hungry little guy trying to make a name for himself? Yes, giant General Electric was the borrower, to put it kindly, not the innovator. And in my experience and my opinion, for as long as I have personally observed General Electric, since the 1950s, that has most always been the impression I've had of GE. In any kind of purchase I planned to make where a General Electric product was a contender, I found the GE product was never the latest tech, never the style leader. I can't speak to their quality because I never had much experience with it, and that's because, for the reasons stated, a GE product never made it to the top of my shopping list. Now, I do have 98 General Electric radios, but those I bought not as a consumer seeking utility, style, and value, but as a collector. Well, now, I did buy GE light bulbs in my time as a consumer. I had to. For a long time, they had a virtual monopoly on those where I lived. But I can't say I ever found those light bulbs satisfactory either. They always seemed to burn out too soon. What we're looking at today is General Electric's very first transistor radio. Not a shirt pocket radio, but pretty close. This radio debuted in the latter half of 1955, about a year after the Regency TR-1. It's a 5-transistor and was issued at first in your choice of 2 colors, or perhaps I should say non-colors, since they were black and white. In 1956, GE added red and turquoise models to the lineup. Where the first transistor radios from other big radio makers Magnavox and Raytheon and Zenith used metal chassis and what's called point-to-point wiring, the GE, like the Regency, used the latest thing in manufacturing efficiency, the printed circuit. You can see how new this was. In Radio Shack's 1955 catalog, they offered kits and supplies for those interested in experimenting in this, quote, fascinating new field of printed circuits. The radio used an oddball 13.5-volt battery that you literally plugged in with a plug. This battery had what's called voltage taps, at 4.5 and 9 volts. This kind of a setup let the radio pull different voltages out of the battery for different parts of the circuit. It was an expensive battery, but then radio buyers were used to pricey batteries. At least this radio just used one. The pre-transistor tube portables that radio owners were used to all required 2 different batteries to operate. And here's the box the radio came in. GE all-transistor portable radio for year-round enjoyment. It's a pretty big box considering it seems to hold only the radio. There's no place for the case or earphone or battery. Here is that case. It comes with a strap and says, "Top grain, genuine cowhide, made in USA." With no room in the box, I have to assume this case was sold separately. I'm not sure about the earphone, whether it was included in the box or was also sold separately. It has its own little plastic box for your private listening with General Electric all-transistor portable radio. The instructions, or owner's manual, is a very nice piece of graphic art. It covers operation, earphone use, battery replacement, and the warranty. We'll have a closer look at all this later, but on the subject of warranty, here's the warranty registration card. In another video about GE's first shirt pocket radio, I noted that management at GE seemed to value art and design only occasionally. Oh, they valued design enough to borrow it, sure, but to innovate it, not so much. They even seemed to go the other way sometimes and produce products that I refer to, when I'm feeling charitable, as style-free. That's how I came to nominate one of their radios as the ugliest radio of all time, which is the perhaps not-so-charitable title of still another video on this channel. As I say these things, I must note that some of my viewers here don't seem to like my corporate criticisms. It surprises me that some feel compelled to defend these people, these companies who have, after all, cheated us as consumers, underpaid us as workers, and who don't care what we think one damned bit. Try expressing a problem to them, for example, or an insight, or even a helpful suggestion to any one of them. They should be overjoyed that you took the time to give them free information from their most valuable partner, you, their customer. Are they overjoyed? No. If corporations respond at all, they act like they are doing you a favor by directing you to a questionnaire for you to fill out for them. A questionnaire isn't designed to find out what you think. It's designed to find out what you think about what they think. They're shaping the narrative. It's about them, not you. And the results are dumped in the hopper with all the other questionnaires to become statistics for them to interpret and, if inconvenient, ignore. They're wasting your time. To the corporations, it is business as usual to buy our Congress with their lobbyists and put us on hold for an hour if we dare try to call them on the phone. Online, they give us a chatbot to deal with because we don't deserve any better. This is all normal to them. They send us offers in the mail with checks in them. And when you open the envelope, you see that it says on the check, "This is not a check." Business as usual. If any of this were honest, there wouldn't be the fraction 9/10 at the end of all the gas prices. We accept as normal that most prices in a store end in 99 cents. Well, it may be normal, but if you think about it, it's not honest. And now they're cramming AI down our throats and driverless cars on our roads. When did we vote for that? Oh, and I'm not done. We're in a battle, folks. On the one hand is us, people, humanity. And on the other hand are systems, or machines, which are just another kind of system. And you know what else is a system machine? Robots and AI. Yes, that battle is here, folks. And many of us don't realize we are losing it. Some of us are even naively working for the other side. I have one more example to lay out for you about the corporate machine versus humanity. My doctor wants me to take a baby aspirin every day to thin the blood. Millions of people do this. So I'm at the drugstore looking at aspirin. Now, aspirin is made up of literally one ingredient, aspirin. Fine. So, what are all these other ingredients doing here? Look at them. Carnauba wax, colorants, and this is Bayer aspirin, the leading brand. But all these ingredients are in nearly all brands of aspirin. Shellac. Look at that. They are feeding you shellac. So what's in this other type of Bayer, this full-strength aspirin? Oh, there's shellac here too, and titanium dioxide, banned for human consumption in Europe. And get ready for it. Talc. Talc. You're supposed to eat talc? Why? What in God's name is all this stuff doing in here? Well, I looked up why the talc is here. Some corporate apologist said it is here to lubricate the pill-making machines. With talc in the blend, the pharmaceutical companies can run their machines faster to make more pills in less time. So you have to eat talc so the machine can go faster. Are you all right with that? Are you, as a human, all right with being valued less than the machine, the corporation, or the system? When it comes down, as it will, to AI versus you, make no mistake, they've already picked the winner.